What's up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Robert Fitzpatrick, aka Coach Fitz, and today we're going to be talking about success management, right? But before we get to it, if you have not liked this channel or subscribed or commented or showed support anyway, let's change that today. Make sure you go hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, because I guarantee you're not going to want to miss any of the content that I'm posting. I'm always coming up with new motivational stuff on a daily basis, recording cold calls. For those of you who do not know, I'm a real estate agent, but I'm also a mindset coach. I help entrepreneurs overcome rejection long enough to get results. That's what I do. I also just dropped a new online course. You can find that in the description. But more importantly, I want to talk about how to take your business and your life to the next level through a concept that I came up with called success management. Now, for many of you who have not followed me, I know success management may be a new term that you've never heard of, but on a surface level, success management is pretty much the way in which you organize your life to succeed, right? The way you organize your daily life to succeed, the way you organize your weekly life, your monthly life. So you have different lives, and the way that you organize that life is success management, right? To use a more practical example, if you if you uh if you own real estate, right, or you own something, and you want somebody out, you want it to make money, right? The way you get it to make money is through proper management. You got to get somebody to rent the property out, you got to get somebody to run the credit scores of the people, or you can do it yourself, right? It's the same process, but essentially you have to manage the resources and the actions and all the things that go into getting you a certain result. And so success management is about managing the resources, the time, the energy, the actions that go into getting you a certain result, which is your own definition of success, right? So the question you should be asking yourself before I dive deeper in is, what does success mean to me? Right? And we're going to get to all of this stuff. But before we get to all of this stuff, you have to understand, what does success mean for me? What is my definition of success? Now I'm not talking about what kind of car, maybe that stuff, but on a deeper level, what do you want your life to look like? How many hours of the day do you want to have to work? How much money do you want to be bringing in? What do you want your family life to be like? How much time do you want to spend with your family on a daily basis? What do you want to be doing when you wake up? What time do you want to wake up? Do you want to be able to go to the gym? Do you want to be able to cook your own meals? Do you want to have to eat out every single day, right? Like, what does your success look like? What does success look like for me? And one of the ways that you can do this, because this may be a new concept to people, is if you look at the banner that's going across the screen, you can text Fitz Mindset to 22828 for my free clarity and life purpose workbook. And that's really going to help you clarify what you want in life, right? Because if you haven't clarified what you want, this isn't going to mean anything, right? And you'll see why once we get into it. But if you haven't clarified what you want, nothing else matters, right? What do you want? And the reason it's important to understand what you want is because if you don't know what you want, then one day you're going to be over here and you're going to, oh, I want to be an astronaut, right? Then over here, I want to be a dirt bike racer. Then over here, I want to be an NBA basketball player, right? That was me. In the comment section, right? If you've ever experienced that, where you every day you wake up, you want to do something different, you want to be something different. And that's no problem when you're young, right? That's no problem when you don't have responsibilities and things like that. But when you have bills, when you have a family, and even when you're just starting out, right? The closer you can get to understanding what you want, the more focused you can be, right? And that gets us into one of the main things, which I'll talk about a little later, is habits, right? You need to understand what habits you need to start forming so that you can be focused on what it is you actually want. See, I made the mistake of just going to college and not really understanding why I was there outside of wanting to get a high paying job, right? I'm gonna go to college and I'm gonna graduate and get a high paying job. Real talk, before I started college and even sometime into it, probably about I say about 6 months into it, I did not know what a college major was. I didn't know what the difference between an associate's degree, a bachelor's degree, a master's, a PhD, because I was taught you just go to college and everything is straight. You go to college and everything is good. You go to college and magic fairies come down and just grant you whatever wish for your life. That's all you got to do is graduate from college. Nobody taught me about majors. Nobody taught me about minors. Nobody taught me about credits. Nobody taught me about anything, right? And even when I registered, it was like, okay, a major, what do you mean I have to pick something? I thought I just go to college and then I graduate and then I can just walk up to any place and be like, hi, I graduated from college. That's not how it works though. So it was difficult for me in college because I wasn't focused on a major. I was just wanting to graduate. And so I just tended to go and go and go. And it took me a little longer, but I graduated and now I have my master's degree. But upon graduating with my master's degree, it's like that was the first time I actually, that's a lie. About halfway into my master's degree, I really sat down and was like, what do I want? What do I want? What type of lifestyle do I want to live? What type of life do I want to live? Where do I want to live? How much do I want to work? What do I want to be doing? And for the first time, I was like, yo, this degree isn't going to give me that, right? Because once I graduate, I'm going to be in so much student loan debt, right? I'm going to have to pay that off. And the jobs that I get, after paying the student loans and the taxes and stuff like that, I'm pretty much making what I would have made before I went to college. Yeah, I'm working maybe a better job, but I'm not going to have more money. I'm not going to be able to live a better lifestyle necessarily, right? And if I do, I'm just going to be struggling to pay for a more expensive house, a more expensive car, right? If I'm going to have those things, I don't want to have to struggle. I don't want to be one paycheck away from losing everything that I work for. That's the same as me not even going to college, right? So what I figured out was, okay, I'm an entrepreneur, right? I want to be an entrepreneur because I'm so creative and I want to control everything and I want to control my schedule. I want to do what I want to do. And so my success management started to be focused around that. So in order for me to get what I wanted, I now knew, okay, I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to control my schedule. I want to do what I want to do when I want to do it. And I want to be paid for my value and not necessarily just for showing up. Right. And so then it's like, okay, well, what am I going to do? And I got into real estate, right? I got into real estate and the coaching. And I've had some success with real estate. I've helped people buy and sell properties. I've helped people rent properties, and I have some momentum going. I'm not at the top, right? Not at the top, but through being in real estate and learning the game and learning the business, I decided, okay, I'm going to start coaching people. I'm going to start coaching people because I realize all these entrepreneurs, they're missing something. I can use my education, my background in studying psychology and sociology to help people overcome rejection, because I see so many people that are either entrepreneurs already or they want to start being entrepreneurs, start being business owners. They have these great ideas, but they're so scared. They don't know where to start. They don't know how to process everything. They don't know how to get out of the 9-to-5 mindset. They don't know how to see value in themselves. And I said, wait a minute, I could fill that gap, right? Because although I may not be at the top of those industries, I may not have the most money. What I do have is confidence. What I do have is the ability to self-assess. What I do have is my experience struggling through every single step of the way, going through college, trying to find a place to live, living off of $300, $400, making it work. So I said, okay, if I can take that same mindset and help entrepreneurs who may have some money, who maybe their whole life would change if they could just get through these next 3 months of just grinding, of just sticking with it, that could change somebody's life. So that's why I started coaching, right? Just a little background about me. But for today's lesson, that's all relevant, because when we talk about success management, This acronym right here will help you. HA. Easy to remember. HA. HAA. I know it's not spelled with two A's, but for the purpose of this acronym, that's what it is. HA. HAA. And it stands for habits, attitude, action. Write that down. Habits, attitude, and action. These are the three ingredients that if you implement this into your life, guaranteed you will see results. Guaranteed you will start putting yourself on the path to getting what you actually want out of life. So let's start with habits, right? So what are habits? Habits are essentially they're automatic ways for you to solve problems, right? They're your automatic responses to problems. So when you get to the point to where you've created a habit, you've created an automatic response to a problem. So for instance, if you want to get up and go to the gym every day, well, you need to create a habit, right? Once it becomes a habit, you solve the problem of being tired and whatever when you get up. Now you don't have to think about that. It's automatic. You've solved that problem because you've created a habit. Now, I know some people are like, well, what does a habit have to do with success, right? A habit has to do with success because the more energy you can spend on focusing on what it is you want to do, the more likely you are to achieve it. When you create a habit, you don't have to spend as many mental resources thinking about it. You can just do, you can just act, right? You don't have to go through, well, what about this? And what about that? And what if it don't work? And what if it did? You can just do it. You've created a habit. And so I want you to write this down. 66 days, right? Write that down. 66 days. You need to give yourself 66 days to create a habit, right? Some of the research out there, oh, it takes 21 days to create a habit. The newest research is showing that you need to give yourself 66 days, give or take, to create a habit. And once you create that habit, it will be so much easier for you to do that activity that's when you start becoming more efficient. Right? Because most people, they don't fail because of what they do. They fail because of what they don't do. That's the real goal, is to keep doing it. But most people don't keep doing it because they didn't create a habit. They start, that's why, let's be real. Come on now, let's be real. It's around New Year's time and everybody's signing up for a gym membership. Everybody's signing up for a gym membership, right? But research shows that a majority of those people, by February, they ain't nowhere in the gym. But in February, I pull up to the gym and I'm happy because there's not as much parking, right? Like, or there's more space for me to park. I get to park a little closer, right? I ain't got to look for nowhere. I ain't got to walk all far, right? So I'm happy. But I'm happy and I'm able to come to the gym and it's no big deal because I created a habit of doing it. Right? Before New Year's, I created a habit of doing it. So now when my alarm clock goes off, I don't even contemplate, oh, should I shut it off? Because guess what? I wake up before my alarm clock even goes off now, right? My alarm clock doesn't even go off. I wake up like 5-10 minutes before every morning now, before it goes off. I still set it in the nighttime, but I wake up before my alarm clock goes off because I create a habit of waking up. And that's the secret of habits. Your body will get used to it. Your body will get used to it. So that's how I'm able to wake up before my alarm even goes off. I'm not sitting there like, okay, 6:27, 6:28, 6:29, 6:30. Okay, wake up. My body knows. My body knows, right? And here's the crazy thing. Here's the crazy thing. Monday through Friday, I wake up at like 6:15, 6:25, but my alarm clock is set for 6:30, right? That's the time I've given myself to get up. This is how powerful the mind and body are. Monday through Friday, my body will automatically wake me up, right? But on Saturday and Sunday, when I've given myself, I'm able to wake up later, maybe around 8, my body don't wake me up. My body don't wake me up at 6:30, right? That's how powerful habits are, is that your body will know when it's the weekend. Your body, and it's not like I'm partying and that's why. No, I just do the same thing. If I go to bed and on Saturday I don't wake up for some reason at 6:30, but come Monday, I'm up at 6:15, right? That's how powerful habits are. And when we're talking about your success management, you just plug in whatever habit it is, whether you want to run every day, whether you want to start uh, eating healthier. That's another one, right? I used to drink soda like it was water. Matter of fact, before I was 20 years old, only time I really drank water was when I was outside, and it was like you had the little hose thing and you drank it because you didn't have. Outside of that, when I went to the store, I didn't buy water. I didn't drink water. I drank soda. I drank juice. I drank everything else. If you saw me with some water, something was wrong. I was thirsty, and there was nothing else. I was thirsty, right? So, just to give you an example, when I came into I never understood the difference though. I thought, oh, I'm drinking something. I'm drinking liquid, so I'm hydrated, right? Liquid is liquid. That's what I thought. But I came into information about the damage that soda does, not only to your teeth but to your health, right? Came into that information, and I created a habit. Okay, I'm not going to drink soda. I'm gonna drink water. Every time I want some soda, I'm gonna drink water. Okay, I'm gonna read the label on the things that I'm getting now. Now I read food labels, right? I I read them. But over time, I haven't had a soda in like 5-6 years. 5-6 years. I haven't had so maybe one, maybe a sip. But guess what? Now I get headaches when I drink soda because I've created a habit of drinking water, of drinking healthier uh, drinking alternatives, right? I created a habit, and I'm not even going front. At first, it was a little difficult. It'd be like, well, I want a root beer. But because I came into this new information and I created a habit, it became easier over time. And now I don't even think about it. Now I don't even think about it, right? And let's be real. I'm going to go somewhere else with it too. When I was in college, I used to smoke weed every single day. Let's be real. I lived in Colorado. It was legal now. It was legal. So we wasn't on no criminal stuff. I was in Colorado, right? Hypothetically, this is a hypothetical, but not really. But for any interested, I used to, Blue Dream, Kush, all that stuff. I created a habit of doing it, right? But then when I didn't want to do it anymore, I was able to stop because I just replaced those habits with something else. I just did something else, and now I don't even think about it, right? And I know some of y'all are like, well, Fitz, you saying that and it sounds good, but how do you get to the point to where it's a habit, right? And that's what we're going to get into. How do you get to the point to where it is a habit? Because this habit stuff sounds nice. I'm going to be real, it sounds nice. But how do you get to the point to where it is a habit, to where you're doing the things that you want to do and you're ridding yourself of the things that you don't want to do? So let's get into it. The way that you create a habit, right, is through attitude and action. Attitude and action. Now follow me here. If you have a bad attitude about eating healthy, you're not going to take the action. If you have a bad attitude about eating carrots, you're not going to keep eating carrots. You may do it once or twice, but again, if it takes 66 days to form a habit and you have an attitude on day 3, maybe you won't eat the carrot, maybe you will, but then it's like now you have a bad attitude and you're not taking the action. And ultimately it goes like this. Your attitudes will influence your action, and your actions will feed back into creating this a habit, right? So think of it like this. You have an attitude, and then there's an action, and then it's like, okay, day 1, boom, 2, 3. And then you're able to keep doing that until it becomes a habit. But here's where people mess up at, right? We're going to get deep into this. Here's where people mess up at. When they start, their attitude is on 100%, right? They start, they come across a video on YouTube. You come across a video on YouTube and you're like, yes, I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to make millions of dollars. I'm going to make $1 million this year. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to be in a Lambo. I'm going to be on a beach in Jamaica drinking rum and stuff. I'm going to be doing all this. You hype, right? Your attitude is up. So what do? You go get you your logo, right? You start acting, you get you a logo, and maybe you do a website, make a post, right? You hype. And why shouldn't you be? You hype, right? Your attitude is up, right? You have a positive attitude about things. Oh, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. But then what happens? Come on now. If you're watching, what do you think happens? What do you think happens with most people? Write in the comment section. What do you think happens with most people a weekend? What do you think happens to their attitude? What percentage? If it's at 100 on day 1, what do you think it is on day 7? Right. So on day 7, that attitude done dropped. Right? It may be at an 80% now. So where now they was doing the logo and the website and stuff like that, which those are all cool things. But now they done did that, but now it's time to do some different actions. Right? Now they're going to have to start doing the things that are going to get them the results. And those things they still require that 100% attitude, but at that 80%, now the action that they're giving is they'll do a post here, and maybe they'll do one 2 days later, right? Or they'll go on their website every 3 days now, right? And these aren't exact numbers, but what I'm saying is that the attitude has decreased, and so the actions have decreased. But again, what did we talk about? In order for you to create a habit, you need to have the action. The action feeds back in, and every time you do that action, you're increasing the chances that it becomes a habit. You just do it over time. And the research says 66 days. But if your attitude is decreasing, right? If your attitude is decreasing and your actions start decreasing, then there's nothing to create the habit, right? There's nothing to create the habit. Let's break it down in an even simpler way. If you drive in a car, and let's say that you're right. If you drive in a car, oh, that fell off. If you drive in a car, let's say that your attitude represents the tires, right? And let's say that your action represents driving. Okay? Your attitude represents tires and your action represents driving. If the air in your tire starts going down, okay, at a certain point, that's going to affect your driving. That's going to affect the driving. But let's say that the air in your tire goes down and it's flat. You get a flat tire. Now, this action, you're not getting to where you need to be. You have a flat tire, right? So as the air in your tire decreases, just in this example, and I know it's not perfect, But you get the point that I'm making is with that flat tire now, the action, the driving stops, and you're not able to get over here to the destination, right? You're not able to get over there to the destination. And that's what happens with so many people. That's what happens with so many people is the attitude decreases. In other words, the thing that's going to influence the action decreases. And now all of a sudden they're not doing the action, which the action is going to get them what they want, right? Because you're creating a habit. Your goal is to create this habit. So when it comes to success management, one thing that we have to remember is that these three things are interlinked. Your attitudes control your actions, and your actions control your habits. And guess what? Just because you have a habit now does not mean that you will keep that habit forever, right? I test you this. If you're going to the gym faithfully every single day for 6 months, and then you take 3 weeks off, when you go back into the gym after them 3 weeks, you gonna tell the difference. You're not gonna be able to lift as much. You're gonna be like, I know I could get 120 up. I know I could get 150 up. I'm not even doing that, right? You're gonna be able to tell the difference. So why do people think that they can have a good attitude for a few weeks about it, and then those good attitudes translate into action, and then they're getting some results, or they're starting to see progress, or they're at least they're getting closer to seeing progress, but then they stop because their attitude gets crappy, and then they stop the actions, and then once they stop the actions, now they start making excuses. So instead of the actions turning into habits that help them, the actions that they take, like just because your attitude turns crappy and you stop taking action, don't miss this. Just because you stop taking action towards the thing you want doesn't mean that you're not taking an action. You're taking an action, but the action that you're taking is creating a habit that is not working towards your success. Let me explain, okay? If you want to, let's say that you know that you need to post 3 social media posts a day, and you start out doing that, and you have a positive attitude, but your attitude goes down, and then your actions go down, and then you only start posting once a week, right? You're creating a habit of only posting once a week now, which is maybe it's getting you further, it's going closer, but not as close as the 3. So then you create that habit of posting once a week, but then guess what? Now when you figure out that you need to start posting 3 times a week, you've created a habit of only posting once a week. So you're going to get once a week results. Stop trying to get results that you didn't work towards. Like, stop trying to have a bad attitude, not take action, but want the habit, want the result, right? Because the ultimate results, the best results are going to come from you creating habits in your life. I hope this is making sense. If this is making sense, drop something in the comment section. Let me know what you think. If this is making sense. If this is making sense, drop something in the comment section. Okay. So as you can see, this is very practical game. This is very practical. So what you need to do, and we'll get into it, is if you want to create a habit, you need to figure out what activity you need to do to create that habit. What is it that you're trying? What action are you trying to do? What habit do you want? What do you want to do? What do you want? What is it? What action do you want to create? What action do you want to do to create that habit? Right? And for the attitude part, you need to develop A positive mindset, right? Now, let me be clear. A positive mindset does not mean you're always positive. A positive mindset means that you're going to keep going even when you don't want to. You're going to keep going even when you don't want to. Because where so many people mess up is they say, oh, I feel good, so therefore I'm going to take the action. I'm going to do what I said I was going to do. I feel good, so I'm going to do what I said I was going to do. But what happens when you don't feel good? What happens when you don't feel good? People, oh, I don't feel good, so therefore I'm not going to do what I said I was going to do. But what that really means is I don't feel good, so I'm not going to create the habits I need in order to succeed. That's what that translates into. Where you want to be is, hey, look, today I feel good and I'm taking action, but tomorrow I'm proud. There's a chance that I'm not gonna. There's a good chance that and within some of these 66 days you're not gonna feel good, but you still need to take action, and that's the problem we need to solve. How can I still take action when I don't feel good? Developing a positive mindset is what's going to allow you to keep doing that, because when you develop a positive mindset, like I said, it's not about you always being positive. It's about you being able to be aware of when you don't feel good with what's happening with you, and being able to convert that and say, okay, how can I get through this? Problem solving, so that you can get your mindset in a place to take action, right? The positive mindset is your parachute. Imagine you're skydiving. The positive mindset is your parachute. You need a way, like there's a problem, you're falling, right? You're falling. And if you hit the ground, it's not going to be good. I promise. You've fallen. That positive mindset is your parachute. And when you pull that parachute, now you got some time to look around. Now you can see, okay, I'm going to land right there. Look, there's a red X on the ground. That's where I land. Or I'm going to land over there. Oh, look, there's the ocean. I'm not going to land over there. There's sharks in there. Right? I'm going to land right there. Now you have time to think. Now you have time to plan. Now you have time to land in a safer place. Now you have time to take the actions that you need to take to get where you need to go so that you can succeed. So a positive mindset is your parachute, right? I know people are saying, well, Fitz, how do I develop a positive mindset, right? Here's a few things that you can do, and this is just free game. I have an online course, right? It's not free, but I'm gonna give you some free game in this video just for watching. It's not free, but you can check it out in the description if you really want to take your life and your business to the next level. But here's a few things that you can do to develop a positive mindset. 1, practice gratitude. Practice gratitude, because when you're grateful for what you have, then you're not as depressed and negative about what you don't have. When you have a baseline general level of gratitude, like, yo, I woke up and I have these huge goals, these ambitious goals, but no matter what, I'm grateful for what I have. That sets the tone. It's like, yo, all of this stuff is cool. All these goals are cool, but if I don't reach them, if I give my all, if I give 100%, I'm grateful. Maybe even if I don't give 100%, I'm still grateful for what I have. It's not an excuse to not do something. But what it's saying is if you're true and you're honest and you say, okay, I'm grateful. I'm going to give an honest effort today, but I'm grateful for what I do have, right? That's going to make the rejection sting a little less, right? That's going to put your mind in perspective when maybe you're negative and you're thinking about quitting and stuff like that. It's like, okay, I'm grateful, right? It's not as bad as it seems. I'm grateful. And so that's important to understand, is be grateful. Another thing you can do is practice mindful awareness. Mindful awareness. And one of the top ways you can become more aware of yourself is through meditation. Meditation. And in my course, I actually walk you through how to do a meditation. But if you don't want to go through my course and do that, you can easily type in on YouTube. After this video, go to YouTube and type in guided meditation. And you can do a guided meditation and watch how you feel afterwards. Watch how you feel. Because what meditation is about is it's about you sitting there with your thoughts and not judging them. And that's what happens. We get a bad attitude because we're thinking about something and we start judging it. Oh, I'll never be successful. Oh, I thought this negative thing, and I'll never be able to do that. Right? Like I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real. I get in the funk too. Like when I be getting on Instagram, and I'm a real estate agent and a mindset coach, but I see a bunch of Instagram pages because I interact with these people and stuff like that to build my business. But I be seeing people that are in business, but they have some what I would consider certain advantages, especially, and I'm not trying to be controversial or nothing, but there's a lot of female entrepreneurs where it's like they're not even getting attention for their business. But we see it. Just go on Instagram if you don't believe me. You see a lot of female entrepreneurs, they posing with things popping out and the tight pants and the booty, and it's like they're doing that. And sometimes I look at that and like, man, they got 20,000 followers, and it's not because of their business. It's because they're using an advantage that I don't have and getting there, and it can be discouraging. Oh, I'll never have that many followers because I ain't got the yoga pants like that. And if I had them, I wouldn't do it. Okay, just letting you know that. But so I could look at that situation and say, you know what, I'm gonna quit. I can't compete with that. Right? This is something else. I can't compete with that. But no, I keep going. Even when I don't get any views on the videos and I'm putting out free game like this, even, I keep going because of my attitude. I could say, I don't want to get on no video that nobody watching and whatever. They ain't gonna watch it. They ain't gonna buy my course. They ain't gonna cash at me just to support the channel, right? I could get on here and be negative, or I could say, you know what? I'm grateful that I have the opportunity to speak to whoever is watching. I'm grateful that I have the opportunity and the ability to add value, right? I'm aware. I'm aware of what the situation is. I'm aware of myself, and I'm not placing value on myself based on the results that the videos get. And so because I'm not doing that, I can be more aware of who I am as a person. And so many people are missing that key ingredient. Their attitude is tied up in the results versus their actions. Your attitudes are tied up in the results, but when you first start the business, you probably are not going to get the results you think you should be getting. So if your attitudes are tied up in the results that you're not getting, then of course you're going to stop doing what you need to do to win, right? And this goes outside of business. If your attitudes are tied up in the results of something that you want to happen for your personal life, then of course you're not going to keep doing it because you're not getting what you think you should get. So your attitude should not be tied to the results. Your attitude should just be tied to a general sense of gratitude, a general sense of positivity, so that you can keep going long enough to get results. And that's what my course is ultimately about, is overcoming rejection long enough for you to get results, right? Because if you're not getting results at the end of the day, none of this matters. If you're not getting results, none of this matters. But so many people think because they're not getting the results today, they posted one post today and it didn't get results. Look, I'm gonna be real. And this is not to be cocky. This is just saying, like, I've posted over 150 videos on YouTube. Most of them have less than 10 views. But I understand that at some point, those views will be in the thousands because people are going to see clips and then they're going to start binge watching. Or when I blow up, maybe a year from now or 2 years from now, people are going to go back and watch that content, and I'm going to reap the benefits off of those. I'm laying the foundation, and the foundation will take care of me. But so many people want to build the house without the foundation, and then when there's a storm and it blow over, they don't know why. Right? At minimum, I have 150 videos that I have, and that's just on YouTube. On Facebook and Instagram, I have over 1,000 posts on Instagram and 500 on another page. And so when we talk about laying a foundation, you have to be secure in yourself to be able to lay the foundation, even if you're not getting the results that you think you should be getting. Even if you're not getting the results you think you should be getting. Because the honest truth is that many people aren't secure in themselves to even start, to put themselves out in front of people. Like, I know that there's people that, like, they have businesses that require them to be on social media, but they won't get on social media because it's like, oh, they're going to say this about my hair. They're going to say this about my upper lip. They're going to talk about my cockeye that I've been ignoring since the 5th grade. They're going to talk about that hangnail I got. Oh, was my eye twitching? What did my eyebrow look like? Like, they going to find any reason to not get on that social media page, right? But then here's the thing. A year later, you going to see somebody with crooked teeth. They more yellow than the sun, and they a millionaire, making money, doing what you said you didn't want to do because your eyebrows wasn't done, because your beard was uneven, because the collar on your shirt got a stain on it because you didn't wash it, but this is all you got, right? You gonna make so many excuses, and then you gonna see somebody and you gonna say, okay, I can't make no excuses. But guess what? That was a year that you had a bad attitude, and your actions reflected that, and you were building habits that were pushing you further away from your success instead of towards it. Let's be real. Let's be real. And I'm not saying this to put anyone down. This goes back to self-awareness, being aware of your actions. Are your actions creating habits that will bring you closer to your success? Or are your actions creating habits that will push you further away from your success? This is a question that you have to ask, maybe in your spare time, whenever. But ultimately, if you're not prepared to answer those questions, then maybe you're not at a mature enough place to really start a business, to be a business owner, or set any real meaningful goals, because those meaningful goals are determined by what you do, right? They're determined by what you tell yourself every day, the attitudes that you have, the actions you take, building up, right? And I'm going to do another, and actually in my course, I have a section on habits, how to create habits, how to break bad habits. All of that's there for you. You just have to be willing to take a chance on you, right? I wouldn't even call it a chance. I would just say invest in you, because someone is investing in you. When you go to that job, they're investing in you. That's an investment. And nobody makes an investment. Some people do, I'm not going to lie. But most people make an investment so that they can have more in the future than they put in now. So when you go to that job, they're making an investment in you, saying, okay, I paid them $40,000 in a year. I need to make at least $40,000 or more off of them. So they're investing in you. So if you're worth $40,000 to somebody, you're actually worth more because they have to make something off of you. So if you're, just because you work in a $20,000 job, you need to say, okay, this person probably thinks I'm worth 10 times that much from a monetary standpoint. So that's $200K right there. That if you say, okay, I'm worth 10 times as much, I can produce that much value. That's the way you have to look at it. Someone is investing in you. Someone is investing in you, but you won't invest in yourself, right? And I'm not saying you have to buy the course in order to invest in yourself, but what I'm saying is people will more readily invest in what they wear, invest in all these other things that aren't improving them, versus investing in developing themselves, figuring out, okay, what is it that I actually want? What is my definition of success? Go out, ask your friends, ask your family, hey, what is your definition of success? Watch how many people don't know. Watch how many people haven't thought about it. Watch how many people give you answers like, oh, well, my definition of success is I kind of just want to make a little more money. I want to be comfortable in life. Very vague. Versus my definition of success is I want to control my time. I want to be able to live off of passive income. I don't want to have to work. I want to be able to do what I want to do when I want to do. And also I want to provide for the next generation, right? Very specific. But most people don't get that specific because they don't know what success looks like for them. And I'm going to be real. They don't know what success looks like for them because they're too busy trying to figure out boss to give them more money. They're too busy trying to figure out how they're gonna pay the bills, which I'm not saying those things aren't important. But what I'm saying is how would your life be different if you were focused on your success versus how you can fit into somebody else's success? How would your life be different if you were focused on how to manage your success, how to say, this is what I want. I want to make that $1 million in the next 5 years, right? That's what my financial success would look like. Now you need a system that can manage that. And this is that system: habits, attitude, action. Figure that out. What do you need to do consistently for the next 5 years to get that $1 million? Okay, what type of attitude do you need to have about that? Right? If you wake up every single day negative about the actions you need to take to get what you said you wanted, do you think you're going to keep doing it? No, probably not. Slim to none. But if you wake up every single day, maybe you don't have this, I'm so happy attitude, but you wake up and say, yo, I'm going to give it 100%. And whatever happens from it. But I'm gonna do me, and I'm gonna give it what I got, right? And you take those actions consistently over time. Do you think you'll be closer to your success or further away from it? If you have a positive attitude about the actions that you take that create the habits that will create success for you, do you think you will be closer to achieving what you want or further away? Let me know in the comments. All right, so as I wrap this up, because we're about 46 minutes in, it didn't seem that far, but as I wrap this up, what I really want you guys to take away from this is that your success is your responsibility. Your success is your responsibility. It's not Joe Biden's. It's not Trump's. It's not whoever's in office. It's not your governor. It's not your mom. It's not your dad. It's not your brother, your sister, your kids. It's your responsibility. Your success is your responsibility. And that's why every single person needs a success management plan. You need to know how you are going to manage your success. You need to know what you want, and you need to manage the habits, attitude, and actions that are going to get you what you want, right? Even McDonald's has a manager. Even McDonald's got a manager. But you don't think you need a manager for your success? You're the manager of your success, right? When you're not doing what you're supposed to do, you're supposed to say, let me speak to the manager. And you're the manager. Who's the manager for your success right now? Is it your boss? Is it someone else that's telling you not to go for it? Who is the manager of your success? If I wanted to talk to somebody about your success, who should I talk to? Who's taking responsibility for that? Take responsibility for your success. If you like what you heard in this video, if I added any value to you, make sure you support by just dropping a like, dropping a comment. I also got a podcast. You can go on there, leave a review, check out those episodes. You can also support and take your life and your business to the next level by just going and checking out that course. The link is in the description. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn on that bell. Let me know if there's anything I can do for you. My mission is to help entrepreneurs and highly motivated people overcome rejection long enough to get results. That is my gift. I'm able to overcome rejection long enough to get results. I don't look at rejection as failure. I look at rejection as an opportunity to get closer to what I want. So I can help you with that. I can work with you. I offer one-on-one coaching sessions. I have the online class or the online course up. I'm posting on Instagram daily, Facebook daily, dropping videos on YouTube, dropping podcasts. So I'm out here grinding, working. Also, I can help entrepreneurs and highly motivated people overcome rejection long enough to get results and help you create a success management system. Let's go.